O Show. This is the Big 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 O Show. This.
So here we are. I wanted to show you the backyard again because we had some trouble last time, but you know, cuttersedgepro.com does some amazing stuff, and they're the boys and the girl. They're having fun. There we go. Right, Maiden? Right, Bono? There we go. They're having fun. I'm having fun. Look at our Sylvester palm. It is beautiful. We got another one in the front yard like that. You can take your home and landscaping to the next level. And the artificial turf, look at that. Look at that, the two dinosaurs going at it, huh? Look at that. Gotta love the dinosaurs. Look at them. They like to bite each other's legs. That's what they do. They play with each other and then they bite each other and they piss each other off. It's fun. One is Bono, which is the one farther away from you, and Maiden. She's the girl right here. She's a badass. That's for sure. So anyway, see the flowers are coming out. Very nice. Cuttersedgepro.com, folks. This big tree there will start budding that I'm showing you there soon. It'll have all kinds of flowers. I'll post another video and I'll show it to you. This is a backyard where everybody gets to hang out. Over there in that corner there, I put the barbecue and cook. So that way it's the farthest away from the house, you know. If I light myself on fire or somebody else, we're out in the corner away from everybody. There you go. So you can get some flowers coming out, which is a beautiful thing. And I swear by this artificial turf, it always looks phenomenal. I don't have to cut it. I don't have to water it. And so I'm saving a lot of money, hundreds and thousands in the long run, because I'm not watering or, of course, cutting the grass. And you know, here in South Florida, we cut the grass like every 10 to 14 days.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new 2025 RDX $419 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, Get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Take $10,000 off a 2025 Acura MDX during our 17th anniversary sale.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Friends, Romans, and countrymen, epic deals await you at Toyota of Hollywood. You don't have to battle to get discounts of up to $4,500. Your chariot awaits. A Toyota Corolla, not $24,000, $19,988. Step into our arena where everyone is victorious at the #1 volume Toyota dealer, Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Before you buy or lease a Honda, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or any other model, compare Subaru, rated #1 in safety at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy with 0.9% financing, 0 down. Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $259 a month. Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $239 a month. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, South Florida's #1 volume Subaru retailer.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new Acura ZDX, $439 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Good morning, boys and girls. It is a beautiful Friday, September 12th, 2025, day number 18,869 since the Miami Dolphins lifted the Vince Lombardi Trophy. It is also the 81st straight day that Bitcoin is above 100,000. So we march on to day number 100 for 100. It's a beautiful thing. All right, all right, all right. By the way, if you're ever in a hurry, I got to give you a warning here. Because, you know, there are certain things in life that I'm pretty decent at. And if you've watched the show, I'm pretty good at South Florida sports. I'm pretty good at predicting what's going to happen, what the state of it is, whatever, any of the sports, you name it. I'm pretty good at it, right? Bitcoin, obviously, on top of that, music. These are kind of like my expertise in life. I've got another one. Chick-fil-A. I'm an expert at Chick-fil-A. And I got to tell you something. The one right here on Pines Boulevard and 160th. Okay. We're at 15601 Pines Boulevard. They're at 160 Pines Boulevard. Now, I'm glad that they have the mobile line. Very convenient. But I just want to tell them, okay, your service is slow as hell. I don't know what it is. I love Chick-fil-A. I get Chick-fil-A all the time, all over the place. Tell you the guys that all the time. Chick-fil-A, Jersey Mike's. These are two things that I visit like religiously. Okay. So Jersey Mike's service is second to none. The other day, I actually, there was a slight delay at Jersey Mike's. I walked in and the sub, and they go, "Oh, give us an extra minute here. We'll have it for you. We're backed up a little bit." So the guy, when he gives me the sub, you know what he does? He gave me a coupon for a free sub. Just because I had to wait like an extra 3 minutes or 4 minutes or whatever, something stupid. But that's really nice. That's real customer service. These people right here down the street, they do a great job. By the way, they do a good job with the biscuit. They pass the biscuit test because not everybody bakes the biscuit properly. I want you to know that I'm an expert. I'm a Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit expert. Am I not? Right? You would consider me a connoisseur of chicken biscuits here and Chick-fil-A. These people are terrible. So if anybody's watching, tied to it, related to, whatever, I just want you to know I visit you guys twice a month 3 times a month because I come for Subaru too. Actually, no, but the Subaru one, I don't go for breakfast because I don't get here on time for breakfast. I think that, no, breakfast, it's at 11, isn't it? No, I do. I actually get it before the 10:30 and I walk in a Subaru. So I do actually. So it's 3 times a month that I visit you guys on the one here at 160. And consistently, your drive-through service is slow as a mofo. Let's go. Come on. Pick it up, dude. All the other locations that I go to, the one on Doral, fast as hell. The one in Kendall Drive, they don't make a good biscuit, but they are fast. I will say that. They handle the traffic like champs, and they get a lot of traffic. You know that the Chick-fil-A, that one that I'm talking about on Kendall Drive and the Turnpike, I'll give you a fun fact. It's open till midnight, bitch, on Fridays and Saturdays. What Chick-fil-A I've never heard of that in my life. I've never heard of that in my life that you're open till midnight. I can't like to take this call, but I can't. Anyway. Speaking of delayed services. So yeah, Chick-fil-A here on Pines at 160th. Pick it up.
Well, Stainless J just gave them a bad review on Yelp.
I never do that stuff. I never really give the good I do actually once in a while. I have given good reviews. I've never given a bad review on Yelp. I actually never done that. I've given good reviews, but I've never given bad reviews. I like Chick-fil-A a lot. I enjoy it. So this is coming from love. You know what I'm saying? This is tough love for Chick-fil-A, for the one on 160th. You know, your drive-through service sucks, dude. Like, sucks. It's weak. That's all I got to say. Anyway, said enough about that location. Pick that shit up. Anyway, Juan goes, I don't like Chick-fil-A. More of a DQ hot dog guy myself. I love it. I love it. I love it. Joseph says, may I please ask how, Big O, sir? Oh, I guess he's going off the headline. Yeah. We'll talk about that. Dolphin Dave, I see. Sneak Attack 305 is back. I don't understand how folks had a positive outlook on the Fins season before the season started. We finally solved the D-line issue, but right side of the O-line still a major issue, and we can't run. The whole line is an issue until they really show you anything. And as for the D-line, you're not ready yet either because they are young, those D tackles. You know, you just can't ask for them to, they're going to step up and, it would be great. I would love that, but they're also young. Just like Savanaya. He's young. We got to give him some time. That kind of stuff. That's why
it's also hard to expect, But hey, listen, we prepared you for this. We tried at least. We tried. Right, Alarmo? We tried. But we didn't fail you guys at least. Aquavision, NorCal is in the house. Jay Gelfin is smashing it. Fort Lauderdale United getting ready for a little Dallas Trinity FC action on Saturday night. We're going to be broadcasting out there on November 1st, by the way. All right, so we'll be out there broadcasting before the game on November 1st and having some fun. And you can get your tickets also for Fort Lauderdale United. Go to Fort Lauderdale. Go to FTLUTD, FortLauderdaleUnited.com, and you can buy your tickets. Also, 954-241-0618. You can use the QR code there, and you can meet Jay and all of us out at the game on Saturday night. So come on out and have some fun. Canelo and Crawford. I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go Canelo, bro. I'm going to go Canelo. I would normally pick Crawford, but Crawford has to move up here. He has to add weight, and I kind of like the guy that is already boxing at a bigger weight. I'm gonna take a slight edge to Canelo. You know that? Now, I will be rooting for Crawford. I got to compartmentalize. I'm a huge Terrence Crawford fan. Got nothing against Canelo, but he doesn't move the needle for me. Terrence Crawford, I like him. He's cool. So I will be rooting for Terrence Crawford, hoping that he wins, but I'm going to go with Canelo. If you got to tell me, I got to put some money. I'm not putting any money on it, but if you had to, okay, you got to be objective and pick. Yeah, I'm gonna take I think he edges him out. I don't think he knocks him out or anything, but I think it'll be a brawl, and I think he wins by decision. I do. So that's where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Canelo. Slight win over Crawford, and I'll be disappointed. What else do we have? Dolphin Dave is in the house. Corso. He says, I had the weirdest dream that we signed Deebo Samuel. Whoa, a few years back, everybody wanted to sign Deebo Samuel, even though they already had Tyreek and Waddle. But that's our fan base. It's what I tweeted out this morning. Our Heat Nation. The themes. Oh, Jimmy Butler will be able to recruit a co-star with him. How'd that work out? And then we had Heat Nation go, oh, no, people want to play with Bam. Yeah, no, Bam's friends with this guy. Bam's friends with that guy. But no, Bam will recruit. Oh, yeah, no, people want to play with Bam. Yeah, no, he hangs out with all these guys in the All-Star games and all that. How'd that go? Nobody wants to play with Bam. There's no stars to say, oh, yeah, no, I need Bam in order to win. Yeah, he's the other star I need next to me. He's not a Batman or a Robin. Okay? And then the new one is Jovic is going to recruit Jokic. What do we do to ourselves? Why? And I sit there and I'm just like, why do you people do this to yourselves? It's the same thing. Oh, no, don't worry about it. Riley will bring the next whale. Bro, he hasn't brought a whale in 20 years. Because, all of our times pass at one point or another, and and you don't have the same reach. And he doesn't have the same reach anymore. It's way past now. These young people have no idea about Showtime and Riley and Bird and Magic and all that. They don't know anything about that. They're so far removed from all of that. They have no connection to any of that. So it's just funny what we do to ourselves as a fan base, So I can see how you can lie to yourself with the Dolphins and all that, because look at Heat Nation. They lie to themselves. I've never seen a fan base lie to themselves more than Heat Nation. Never seen it. Never seen it. Like, it's unrealistic to think you had any shot at any of these stars, and there's a reason why you fail every time at all these stars. Oh, and by the way, the problem is with most of you is there was only one recruiter, and his name is Dwayne Wade. It's not Pat Riley. It's Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade was your recruiter, okay? Maybe you're better off naming Dwayne Wade your general manager. I'm just saying. Then those silly notions of yours out there, oh, we'll recruit this, recruit that. Maybe it'll work because Dwayne Wade's a general manager. Anyway, what you got, man?
I was gonna say, we might get Jokic, but it'll be like 5 years down the road where he can't play anymore. And
Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, exactly.
A bigger, fatter, taller.
That's when we'll get him.
Kyle Lowry.
And then he'll drive by every week and say hi to us.
It'll be a double-sized dump truck. Okay? Did you ever watch Speed Racer? Oh, remember when he had to race the mammoth vehicle? That's it. Jokic will be the mammoth vehicle. Oh, is that? That's Kyle Lowry, isn't it? Did you see him this morning when you were setting up? I think you should prepare for Kyle Lowry. He's about to make an appearance. No, but he comes in through there, doesn't he? Oh, yeah. Then he, yeah. The bum already showed up. The bum will already show up at that time, yeah. Yeah, it's like recruiting Kevin Durant near 40. Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, let's bring him over. The things we do. Anyway. By the way, David Furonis will join us at 10:30. Remember, we're in season now, so the hits are a little different. So he'll join us today to preview, and then he'll join us on Sunday post-game. Next week, he joins us on Wednesday and Thursday night. Wednesday to preview what's gone on in a short week and cover everything and preview it. And then, obviously, Thursday night after he's done in the locker rooms. So Thursday night. Wow. Friday, we're at home, huh? At least? Okay. All right. So that's good. At least we're home. Because, damn. Road 2 after a Thursday night game. Oh, that's a bitch. Hey, look at the bright side, Sean. Next year, we won't be doing a lot of primetime games. No, I'm pretty sure the NFL is going to get so screwed this year. Damn, we set these guys up 5 times, and they screwed us 5 times.
Most of them are in the beginning of the season when you don't flex. So it's not even like
right. Yeah. So next year they're like, no soup for you. We'll have like one Thursday next year, the allotted one Thursday, right? Because you're like, you have to get a Thursday. So we'll get our allotted Thursday, a slaughter in Buffalo or something next year. Whatever. It is what it is. They're going to screw us next year badly, okay? Because we did not live up to our honor of getting, it's 5, right? I think it's 5, right? When you include the morning one, the Madrid one, I think. And then there's one more, isn't there? I think there's like 5 prime times. It's crazy, dude. Insane in the membrane, as they say. Anyway, how the hell are you all doing out there? You all doing good? I hope you all are doing well. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're Huh? Oh, and the Ravens. Jesus. That's a Sunday night. Jesus. That is scary, dude. By the way, Bitcoin is at 115,262. Solana. Dude, my Solana bag has been blowing up. It's at $240 right now. Solana, it's up 6.4%. Caspa's up 4%. Jasmy's just under 3%. Hedera's just under 3%. Chainlink's at 4%. Ethereum's up 3.4%. XRP up 2%. Let's see anything. My boys in Pendle are up 5.5%, up over $5 now. I told you guys when it hit down to 270, I started buying more Pendle, and then it went down to like 220 or something like that. Bought more Pendle. It's at $5 now, and all my Pendle really is down at $1.34. But I knew it was so strong when it went down into the low $2. I said, okay, that's it. I got to start loading up. It started at 270 and down, and I started loading up, and look at it now. It's at 522. I've already doubled that other addition that I added in there. It's a beautiful thing. You got to follow it, and then you'll figure things out. Immutable X is up 4%. So we got some stuff going on in the world of crypto, which is a beautiful thing. I think Bitcoin now is about ready to start popping in a serious way. And those of you that took advantage when it's from 124 all the way down to 108, you're just going to make a nice killing for yourselves. Don't forget, folks, you can make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. By the way, not only do you have the Bitcoin ETFs and you have Bitcoin reserves being built all over the world, Ethereum reserves are now being built, and Tom Lee is going to do. He's already in the middle of his company owns the most Ethereum in the world. So they're building Ethereum reserves. Well, Mike Novogratz, who is a Bitcoin maxi, has now also started a company to build a Solana reserve. I don't know, but I think we've been telling you about Bitcoin. I think we've been telling you about Ethereum. I think we've been telling you about Solana and how important these chains are, and how it's going to, a lot of it is going to revolve around this. Oh, here you go, man. Here you go. They're going to start, and he is buying Solana like it's going out of style, and that's the reason why your Solana bags are exploding. And those of you that bought Solana when it went down to 120 and 128, 130, you're winning. You're winning big time now. And those of you, obviously, that stuck with it when it dropped all the way down to 10, 12 bucks, you're winning. You're winning. So it's just a matter of patience, knowledge, understanding what is being built under your nose, and how the entire world will be on the blockchain. And they will be using Solana and Ethereum and whatever it is, and Sui and many other different blockchains out there. Cosmos, whatever, they'll be using different blockchains. And you just got to know which ones and what companies are gravitating to certain chains. And then, just do your homework. That's all it is. And by the way, since it is a little crypto love, thanks to our friends at R&M Contractors, Ray and Mike do exceptional work. And Ray's a big crypto guy himself. Hell, you probably can pay for your repairs in Bitcoin there. Complete remodel, kitchen upgrades, waterproofing the terrace, the balcony, flood test report, impact windows, door installation, very important here in South Florida, man. And he also works with the condos too. So it's not just homes, but condos. And I know a lot of people are worried, and they've got to upkeep their condos and make sure they're up to code, and it helps out for your insurance purposes, flood test reports, and all that kind of stuff. You need that in a condo so it doesn't create problems for your neighbors and bigger problems for you. Please call R&M Contractors, 305-345-3649, and we appreciate them sponsoring all of our crypto segments. 81 straight days today that Bitcoin is above $100,000. That is pretty cool. That is pretty freaking cool. All right, what else do we have here? What you got?
So the Dolphins, and thanks to Finn's Fan 911.
Okay, thank you, sir.
There are 6 primetime games. We forgot about the Bengals, which is a Sunday night game as well. But the Steelers is week 15, I believe, and the Bengals is week 16.
So those could be flexed.
They could be flexed, those two.
All right, we probably will get flexed out of those because we will not be anywhere near anything. Unfortunately, I hate to say it. I really hate to say it. Don't forget Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. We do have the super chats, but YouTube takes 30%, so that's why we always encourage to send in your questions, comments, insults to Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. Let's see, what else do we have? A large segment of the Heat fan base is living in fantasy land. The big three skewed their thinking. We are far removed from what the Heat were and how Pat Riley used to be. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Speaking of Jimmy Butler not recruiting another star, today is Friday. Kyle Lowry is passing by my house. So picking up more trash, huh? There we go. There we go. When you see a dump truck, it's Kyle Lowry just cruising by your house. Howdy-o, what are the chances Vrabel will outcoach our wedding planner coach? I say 100%. Ray, I would agree with that. 100%. Oh, man. Christian DiMartino says, I saw some QRM crap with Ricky Williams. Oh, QAM. Oh, okay, QAM crap. I couldn't even listen to garbage that was being spewed out of their mouths about the Dolphins fantasy land. Why? Because Ricky wasn't willing to say what was really going on or something? Yeah, I mean, that happens. Former players, bro. They're former players are they're former players. So they're not going to really be too critical. They don't want to go out and, hurt people's feelings and stuff like that. So that's kind of the way it goes. So I didn't hear it. I didn't see it. I don't even know what it is. But if it's Ricky Williams, it's not like something I really take serious. Devin Jordan, I need you to set up my Bitcoin portfolio. LOL. Buy and hodl. It's the easiest thing in the world, isn't it? A buddy of mine, I don't know. But he's got, I'm a working stiff, bro. So I live month to month just to keep my head above water like the rest of you. But a buddy of mine's got cash, right? And so he was going to buy a property. And I sat there with him, and this property was like $800,000. And I sat there with him, and I said, dude, why are you going to do this? Oh, well, I might be able to rent it out and this and that. And I go, okay, so remember, you buy, you've got to either pay a mortgage unless you pay it all off. Then you've also got to pay insurance, okay? And you got to pay top-notch insurance, flood, all that kind of stuff. So that's going to cost you. And then you've got to upkeep the property because if you rent it out or whatever, there's going to be wear and tear and you got to keep it up and all that. So you're going to be constantly pouring money in there. And I go, is your property going to go up maybe 20 to 30% a year? Probably not. So I go to him, why don't you put that money into Bitcoin? He goes, bro, I hear you talking about that all the time. And I go, well, look at the mathematics of it. And unlike even a bank or anything else, you have to pay somebody to hold our money in the bank. Think about that. And they're using our money to make money, and we're paying them for it. And they're charging us a bank fee and late fee or whatever, whatever they can on top of all of that. And they're using our money to make money. It's funny. It's hilarious. So I go to him. You get that money in a Bitcoin. It sits there. You leave it in a cold storage wallet. You don't have to pay a bank. You don't have to buy insurance. You don't have to upkeep. You don't have to write taxes. There are no tariffs, no nothing. You don't have to worry about anything. You got to put a new roof. You got to worry about the price of the roof, the tariffs that are affecting that price of the roof. You got to upkeep that house. God forbid you have a storm. God forbid you have a torrential rainstorm that causes flooding or whatever. You got to keep pouring money into that. You buy the Bitcoin, just leave it sit there. And all it does is grow. And then I showed him the 15-year graph. That's where now we're into year 16. But if you just look at it, it only goes in one direction. You just can't look at the small, and I explained it to him, and it took me like 3 hours. He bought it. Now that's I told him when Bitcoin hits 200,000 and that money is close to $1.5 million, okay, don't sell it. He goes, what do you mean? I go, I'm telling you, don't sell it. You got to keep holding it. You were going to hold on to the house, right? Oh yeah, the house. And I go, it's the same thing. It's digital property. And there's only so much of it. There's only 21 million of it, and now you own several of them. And then he was like, wow. And then now like a week and a half later, he can't stop talking about it now. Oh, did you see this guy bought more and this guy bought more and this guy? And I go, yes, I know. Yes. He found out who Michael Saylor is. So it's funny. It really is. We are in an infancy stage. So I'm happy for him. By the way, he's the guy that did not buy the Inter Miami season tickets before Messi came. So he goes, okay. Man. I wish I had money, because then I could make a lot of money. Would be good. But when you make a little money, you only got enough to survive. We got it? All right, let's do it. All right, let's rock and roll. Let's talk some Miami Dolphins football with the one and only David Furones and our Welt and Rheaume Miami Dolphins report.
All rise, football fans, as the Welt and Rheaume Miami Dolphins report with David Furones is in session.
Welt and Rheaume has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They are committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider David Furones.
All right. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. That is David Furones. And, of course, reach out to our friends at Welt and Rheaume, Jeff Welt and Daniel Rheaume, 954-966-4646. How you feeling, my man? How you feeling? You feeling good?
I'm feeling good. It's a Friday, and we are 1 down, 17 to go on weeks in this NFL regular season covering the Miami Dolphins.
So where are you at now with this season? Are you with some of the people like, well, it's not over yet. They still have a chance. And so if I had to put David Furones' life on the line right now and say, life on the line. Your life is on the line. Will the Dolphins make the playoffs?
Will the Dolphins make the playoffs? All right. I will go no there if my life is on the line.
Okay. All right. That's all. All right. So let me ask you something. You've covered, I know you're young. All right. You haven't covered it as long as I have, and that's cool, but you've done it long enough already, and you've covered different sports at different levels.
Yep.
What team meeting ever worked?
What team meeting ever worked? I don't know. There's got to be some stories, right? Somewhere along the line, probably one that I covered.
There are outliers. I'm asking because I don't remember one.
No, that's right.
And I've done it a couple decades longer than you.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've covered all kinds of Canes teams, Canes sports, and every sport here imaginable. I've covered, and I've covered it on the beat and everything from the Miami Soul to the Miami Dolphins. So, and everything in between. And whenever a team has come to a point of a team meeting, you know it's really bad, and it never really saves the season.
And for it to happen 1 week in, that's very telling. No, you're right. I mean, to have a players-only meeting, that means you have issues already that you can tell are present and players are aware of, and it's something that needs to be addressed, that multiple people feel needs to be addressed, and you gather people together for that. So I don't have an example off the top of my head of one that has worked. I mean, I'm sure there's got to be something where maybe we didn't even hear about it, but yeah, players got together, got something going, and there was some kind of turnaround for some season, for some team. There's probably something out there, but it is telling when there is a players only meeting, and for it to happen this early with the Dolphins, that's telling in its own way.
I got to tell you something. You and I missed it here. Sean is all over it.
He's got one?
He's all over it. That was more time for them to bond. That's why they had the meeting. Sean, you're all over it, bro. That is strong right there. You know what I mean? I mean, he McDaniel'd the bitch right there as you can McDaniel a bitch as much as possible right there. Yeah, well, they had a team, and it was an opportunity for them to get closer and bond. It's a good point.
After they needed 11 days on the road to do it in the preseason. Yeah, for week one for there to be a players-only meeting.
Uh-huh.
All right, so I got 3 examples of players-only meetings that worked.
Okay.
The 2022 Detroit Lions.
All right.
They had a players-only meeting after a 1-6 start, and then they turned it around.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. The Dolphins played them right as I was changing.
The 97 Pistons. Michael Jordan called for a players-only meeting in the Pistons. No, that's not right.
Michael Jordan
what the
Pistons.
hell is that? I think they meant to say Bulls, maybe.
Oh, Michael
They
Jordan.
got it labeled wrong. And then the Bengals, they say, was 1-4 start, had a players-only meeting in 2015, and they got back on track. Success can be hard to predict.
The only thing I can come up with that are close to that in South Florida history, okay, because I'm going South Florida history, and they're not team meetings. It's Dwayne Wade against the Mavericks down by 13 in the third quarter and saying, we're not going out like this. Yeah. And that's not a team meeting. That's just a superstar going, hell no. And he just turned it on.
And take over.
And then, right. And then the other one is Tony Sperano, rest in peace. Started off terrible, and they switched to the Wildcat. Not a team meeting, some switch that just kind. But team meeting, that shit doesn't work, dude. That shit doesn't work, because when you have a team meeting, that means your leadership, your coaching, isn't reaching your team. And so there's a dysfunction and a disconnect. And it's really hard or near impossible to fix it because there's a dysfunction and a disconnect. And the players, great example. Sean Payton gets suspended for Bullygate, or what is it? No, not Bullygate. What's it called? Target Gate, or whatever it was called. Whatever, you know what it was. Bounty Gate. Nice job by you. So he gets suspended for the whole Bounty Gate thing. Guess what the theme was? It was like the stupid Heat theme. Oh, Jimmy Butler will recruit a star. Oh no, everybody wants to play for Bam. Oh no, Jovic will get Jokic in here. You know, that's a stupid Heat talk now, right? Well, here it was. Shit, what was I saying that? Oh, Peyton suspended from Bounty Gate. Okay. Drew Brees will take over and be the coach of the team. Remember that? That was the thing. Oh, no, no problem. Drew will take over. He's kind of like a coach and no, he's not, dude. He's the quarterback. He's not the coach and all that kind of stuff. And the team went to crap. You know what I'm saying? It just, this team meeting stuff, it usually is the kiss of death, actually.
Yeah. Well, see, whenever those happen, there's already been maybe some kind of kiss of death. Now the Dolphins are getting very out in front of it with a week one, because I think under normal circumstances, players would let this get to like 1-4, like you said, with the Bengals. But after week one, but that was a very convincing week one.
But David, they had 11 days to bond on the road, David, in this treacherous preseason where they do nothing, where you learn nothing, where you see nothing. David, come on.
Man, I can't believe we're already here. We're 1 week into the season.
Oh, I was already there in the offseason.
Oh, yeah, right. No,
I was already there. I was way ahead of most of you all out there. I mean, you could see the writing on the wall. This was going to be a terrible season. I mean, just look at that man. You know what I'm saying? I was driving in the car, and what's the name of those two dudes that are on Fox on the because off afternoon. They do a nice job. They do a lot of topical sports radio every day, and they bring in, topical stuff. I forgot, but they were tripping out. No, not Chris Broussard. It's two guys. I forgot the name of them. They do a nice job, by the way, but they were freaking out on how bad Mike McDaniel's press conferences and his answers are, and how they, the one you guys asked about Waller. I mean, that was one of the most classic answers I have ever gotten in my life from a coach. I mean, no, it's after Doug Gottlieb. It's the two guys. I forgot the guys' names, but Covino and Rich. That's it. Those guys. They do a nice job. And they were freaking out. And to me, they don't have a leader, man. I just don't see Mike McDaniel as a leader, David. That's the problem. I really do. I think that's my problem with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this goes back to this was the thought once he was hired. It was the questioning of how is he doesn't line up with what you typically think of an NFL coach, any football coach, to have that personality, to have that demeanor. It was how is he going to gather the respect of to be a leader of men in a football locker room with a lot of testosterone, a lot of energy for players who play a violent sport. Is how is he going to gain the respect of these men? And he's done it as a position coach, as a coordinator, going in, being more of a teacher, taking that angle to his coaching resume, showing players how he can help them get better with his ideas and how he sees the game. But that was always the question as far as being a head man. And I guess a little bit at the beginning when they had a couple playoff appearances, even though those seasons still left something to be desired each time, the 2022, the 2023 season, with how much talent was on the roster, you kind of got away with it because, okay, no, this is still something that the Dolphins haven't done in 20 years. So, you stick with it. But this was the question from the very start. And I think now, once adversity really hits, like last year, 8-9, starting 2-6, and then this year already 0-1, and it's the worst week one defeat of any team in the NFL, then this is when it really gets real as far as revealing, like, what is he going to do? Is he going to just go about things the same way? And are players going to really respect that, even whatever they say publicly, but deep down, are they really feeling that? Or is something going to change? And right now it's just hard pressed to see it going well, even though once we get to prediction time, I'm still believing the Dolphins will win this home opener against the Patriots in the 1 p.m. Heat on Sunday. But we'll get to that.
So let me ask you something, because I didn't believe in the slip and slide. I didn't believe in telling me that the 11 days of preseason football is going to bond you when there's zero adversity in those moments or any of that. You're listening to the players and interviewing them this week. Where's your bullshit meter at? Did you believe? Do you believe that they believe what they said, or do you not believe that they believe what they said?
I'm feeling there is a chance, and it's going to take seeing what they do this Sunday at home against the Patriots. I think there is a chance that they view it as just one of 17, which is the mindset you need to have if you're an NFL player is just to put that one aside. You hear about players all the time, just flush that one. You got to go on to the next because it's a long season. You can't get too caught up in the way we think on the outside of, oh boy, this season is down the drain. We're allowed to think that way when we see it. Players who have to play every day, they have to mentally set that aside, flush that, and then focus on the next week. So I do believe that because players have done this so many times, and I saw like the 1-7 season where I was like, okay, bullshit, you're really flushing this. You've lost 7 games in a row, and they did end up winning 7 straight. So I do believe in players' ability to just put something behind them and then focus on the next thing. So, but it'll get more difficult with every loss, and especially if they lose at home to the Patriots with a quick turnaround, then that could lead to some big ramifications for leadership with this organization.
What convinces you that Mike McDaniel will change? Because, you wanted to see a dedication to the running game, and it wasn't, the interesting part about the game last week, it wasn't like they didn't have success. They actually had success running the football. They just didn't actually stick with it. And that's the problem when they had gains of 9, 6, 3, 15, 9, and 7. And then they had a couple of scrambles from the quarterback, which obviously those are going to be bad. But they never stuck to the run. They did not get other people involved. They made, like in the postgame show, the in cut in the middle of the field with a fullback. Bro, who calls that?
Yeah.
Who calls that? How stupid of a coach can you be to call that kind of a play, an unathletic player out in the middle of the field to fight for a football? That was the one turnover that did not happen,
right,
that I would have not blamed Tua for. You know that? That was the one. All the other ones I blame Tua. But that's the one that I was ready to give Tua a break on that, because I'm like, how do you win with that? And so when you don't get tight ends involved, you don't get running backs involved enough, running and receiving, you rely only on the 2 wide receivers. They gave you a big receiver. You failed to get them involved again. You tell me, man. And this is a common occurrence with this man over time. What makes you think it's going to change?
Yeah, no, I mean, his answer to abandoning the run is that the game gets away. There were turnovers. We were talking about it. It's still too early at that point when it's even 17-0 early in the second. You still have a lot of game time. Like, you don't have to completely change your game plan at that point in time. Then again, I mean, the possessions were just too short to begin with. And then
if you don't run the ball, of course they're going to be short.
They were turning it over in the passing game. So that's what happens. The run game helps you avoid turnovers and limit turnovers because it's a low risk play, while you can set a tone for physicality and then also open things up once you make the defense respect the run game to then open up the passing game. So, but I mean, the Colts made it clear is that they're not going to go respect the run, and especially as they built a lead, then it made it more so. It just pushed it more onto that side of the spectrum. Like, the Dolphins were going to pass, and then that's when the defense. That's the favorite thing that defenders like is playing with a lead. An offense becomes one-dimensional. The pass rushers pin their ears back and bring the pressure. The DBs know that the pass rushers are going, so they don't have to be in coverage that long. They can go jump on routes and look for interceptions. So that's the favorite thing for a defense, and you played right into their hands.
Injury-wise, obviously the right side of the line is going to be out, so I would imagine it's Larry Borum and Keon Smith. Just out of curiosity, why isn't it Kendall Lamb?
Yeah, I mean, he just came back with the team. Now, he's been with the Dolphins and this offensive coaching staff for so long. He had those,
and he excels more. He excels more at right than he does left.
Was that or was it the other way around?
I think it's the other way around, isn't it? Isn't he a better right tackle than left tackle?
Shit, there was
He's played both. He's played both. Yeah. But I think he's a better right tackle than he is a left tackle. That's just me. But go ahead. But either way.
No, yeah. Now I'm
better than Larry Borum.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
I have to look it up again. But yeah,
I'm just wondering. Like either way, I don't care. I'd rather have him out there than Larry Borum. I'm just wondering, is there something going on with Kendall Lamb because he didn't make a roster, and then he comes here and he was clearly the third best tackle on the team before he left. And so now he comes back and he's the fourth best tackle, or are we just giving Larry Borum the respect because he's been here all of camp? And that's the part that I don't hold it against you because in practice, you don't see enough. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You guys can't get any read.
I never saw Kendall Lamb because we watched the training camp practices in full. Kendall Lamb was with Philly, and then Kendall Lamb joined after. So once practices are very limited and we can't really see what.
No, and Trader wasn't even playing much in practice. And
look
at him, you know, it's just like, bro, the preseason's a joke. Training camp's a joke. They just don't hit or do anything. So it's really hard to put pressure on anybody that goes there to say, do you know exactly? No, you don't, because they just don't show you much anymore, you know, unfortunately. So to me, it's just, I'm just going off of what I know from Larry Borum and what I know from Kendall Lamb. And I'm just wondering if you know anything extra about Lamb that we don't know and why, you know, he's fallen a little bit out of favor.
No, I mean, I think, I wouldn't say out of favor because they still brought him back even after all that. So still have enough respect for him to bring him back on the active roster, not even practice squad after he didn't make it.
Again, life on the line. Life on the line. I need you. Your life is on the line. Are you starting Kendall Lamb or Larry Borum? Your life is on the line. Your life is on the line.
Without seeing Kendall Lamb. Because I think for Kendall Lamb,
I'm out on the Lamb.
For Kendall Lamb, I think the back issues still might be hindering him from last year, and he's just another year older. So that's the thing.
Larry Borum plays like he has back issues.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know, bro. I'm just saying. Chat board out there, everybody watching, your lives are on the line. All 165 of you. Your lives are on the line. Kendall Lamb or Larry Borum?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'd go with Kendall Lamb, but I know I'm risking it because he's another year older and he's got the back issues. But you're right. I mean, I also know what Larry Borum is from watching him all preseason. Yeah. But I mean, I would ride with Lamb. I would ride with Lamb with what I know.
Larry Borum the right tackle that when they just sideswiped Tua, was he already in there at that point, or was Austin still in there?
No, Austin. No, because Austin Jackson got hurt very late in the game.
Okay. All right.
Larry Borum took the final 10 snaps. But yeah, it was Austin Jackson that missed that one on the right side.
All right. Well, we got a Larry Bird. We got a Lamb. We got a Lamb. So only two people are willing to put their lives on the line. See, that's the problem. I put life on the line, and they're not. They're running scared there. You know, our fans are like our team. They run scared.
I mean, we don't have to go to those extremes, Big O. Life on the line. That's twice in one show.
That's it, because I need to know the tooth from you. You know, I got to have the tooth. And Horn Dog says, I'm going steak over lamb. Okay. Let's see. Good morning. Tony Zags is going lamb. Daryl Bentley's going lamb. Okay, so we're getting some people that are gonna put. Dougie Fresh says life on the line. A Dairy Queen dog. Yeah, no. I'll take that. I'll take death instead of a Dairy Queen hot dog. Although it might be a Harry Queen hot dog by the time you're done with it. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So we've got the right side of the line out. What else do we know injury wise that is not good for this game on Sunday?
Yeah, now we'll find out more on Jalen Wright in maybe 35, 40 minutes because he did return to practice for the first time in 3 weeks since he's sustained that knee injury against the Jaguars in that joint practice, the final week of the preseason. So, 3 weeks he was missing practice. He did return for some limited reps. Saw him cutting a little bit and, looked all right. But, of course, that was not nearly game speed. It was just, kind of going through some drills. So that was just a first practice back. I would be hard pressed to believe he would actually come back and play in a game just off one practice after missing 3 weeks and having a small knee procedure done. So, but there is at least a positive development with him. And no, I wouldn't expect to see Storm Duck. It already seemed like Austin Jackson was doubtful, so it seems like it's going to be Larry Borum now. And we got to find out about Benito Jones with that oblique, if he is able to play at nose tackle. And Darren Waller, I wouldn't believe he would play. I mean, he's still
No, really? Darren Waller's going to be out again? Oh, my God, I'm shocked.
Well, because they started the week saying, all right, well, we're going to see if he can. But, I'm just confirming, as many would expect.
What I love about this whole thing is the guy hasn't practiced ever. So what's he going to do? Practice on a Thursday all of a sudden and throw him into an NFL game? No, I mean, you're going to have to get him into like a full week or two of like real practice, dude, to see how the body responds. He's so bad that there's no way you could just get 1 day of practice, say, oh, we're ready to go, get him into an NFL game. And I think that's why Nervous Nelly was saying, well, we got to wait because, the big picture and all that. And really, he's actually right about that. You really don't want to rush this because he's not ready at all. He hasn't done anything, dude. So until you see him going full out for a week or two where he doesn't have any setbacks, you really shouldn't put him out on an NFL field because he's going to get hurt right away the second you put him out on an NFL field. Look at him. He can't even stay on a practice field, and he hasn't even gone all out yet.
Yeah. It could perceivably be all over for this team before Darren Waller plays. And a lot of people believe we will never see him play in a Dolphins uniform.
I'm starting to lean that way. I'm starting to lean that way. I mean, I knew it was going to be a disaster. In fact, like I knew this season would be a disaster. I didn't think it was going to be that kind of disaster to start the year. And I knew the Darren Waller thing was going to be a disaster, but wow, this has become an even bigger disaster. The guy can't even take the field. That's bad.
Yeah.
By the way, a question for you. How uncomfortable was Tua's response to Omar's question about turnovers? Was it as awkward in person?
Now is that the post game or the follow up on Wednesday? Because
I think it's the follow up. No, it's the first one where he kind of was
right. That one was Omar questioning that. He just used it as part of the question, stating it as fact that his turnovers seem to come in bunches, and then Tua answered it, but then said, "Oh, that was wild." I don't think he was uncomfortable in that moment. He was just countering it. What was awkward. And I felt it was so cringe when I was in the room on Wednesday for a follow-up on the same sentiment. And then he wasn't understanding the question and coming back at the reporter. And there was like that one was I felt was like an uncomfortable situation. But I think Wednesday he was just like, nah, man, that's wild that you would say my turnovers come in bunches. I mean,
because he was thinking and he was trying to phrase it like if I'm going out there to, plan on throwing those,
right, which no one was saying. Yeah.
Nobody was saying anything like that. Yeah. So I listen, I think he's in a position where he'd like to be honest, but he can't be honest. And, I'll give you an example. All right. Matt LaFleur and Mike McDaniel come from the same tree, don't they?
So, yeah, LaFleur, McDaniel, yes. Mm-hmm.
They do.
They were together in Washington way back.
Okay, all right. So do they call the same game?
No.
Okay, because you watched it yesterday, right? My boy, Tucker Kraft, that I wanted badly for the Dolphins, and Luke Musgrave are well involved in the offense as tight ends, aren't they?
Yeah.
Right? The running game, it's a big factor in the offense, isn't it? And so that helps Love that he has a running game and he has a variety of people to throw to. You know, Dan Marino threw to Joe Rose, Dan Johnson, Bruce Hardy, Tony Page, Tony Nathan, what's it called? Keith Byers. It wasn't just, you know, Clayton and Duper. You know, there was a Jimmy Cephalo involved, and there was a Dorio Harris, but then there was a boatload of tight ends, Keith Jackson and all these other guys, and Jim Jensen. Do you know that Jim Jensen, I looked it up yesterday, Jim Jensen caught 229 balls in his career. You wouldn't know that, of course, but I watched it and I lived it. And I'm sitting there going, do I ever think that Mike McDaniel would be creative enough to get Jim Jensen involved in an offense? No. Do I ever think that he would have Bruce Hardy, Dan Johnson, and Joe Rose as a three-man headed tight end combination out there for Dan Marino? No. And so why doesn't Tua have a variation of people to throw to that can catch the ball, like a Terry Kirby? And I could just continue to talk about people that caught the ball for Marino, and it was fullbacks, it was running backs, it was tight ends. It wasn't only Duper and Clayton, and their offense wasn't strong, and they didn't run the ball very well. So they offset that by spreading the passing game around. And I'm watching Green Bay, and I'm watching two guys that come from the same goddamn tree, and neither one of those guys coaches the right way. But the interesting part is one guy actually knows how to win the right way, and the other guy doesn't. And we have him here in Miami. And Jordan Love is a nice quarterback. He does a good job, but he's also gifted with complementary pieces and a coach that complements him and allows him to be himself. Tua doesn't have that. And so Tua sits there and he would love to really point fingers and say, dude, my coach can't get my plays in on time. I don't have an option. I don't have like the audibles here where I can change things and all that kind of stuff. I don't have a real running game. I don't have my tight ends involved. I have a big receiver and I'm a short quarterback and I don't get, these are things that there was a reason why Marcus Colston, and then after the guy that we almost brought here that people talked, not we didn't almost bring here, but people were talking about him. He was a little bit of a problem child. He took over after Marcus Colston. He's like 6'3". Colston was like 6'5".
Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas. And so 6'3" and 6'5". Drew Brees is short, right? So besides Shockey and all the other tight ends they had, he complimented him that way. Do you see any of that I just explained to you from Shula, from the Green Bay Packers, and from Drew Brees? Do you see any of that here? Just wondering.
See, they had a guy in Jonnu Smith last year. They had a guy that could do that in Jonnu Smith. So he's no longer here. As we stand here, week 1 against the Colts, it's Julian Hill and Tanner Connor as your available tight ends. And you thought Malik Washington could get involved. They didn't get him involved in week 1. And we saw what that could look like in the preseason. We know Achane can catch the ball out of the backfield, and he did on Sunday. He caught a touchdown late, a great effort.
And no Ollie Gordon. So keep telling me all the things they didn't do. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. And they didn't get Ollie Gordon involved. So, his first carry was in the second half. In my prop bets file in the Sun Sentinel, I took Ollie Gordon plus 5 rushing yards in the first quarter because I thought they would get the running game involved and going early, sustain some drives where they were using Achane and Gordon. I was like, okay, yeah, Ollie Gordon's going to get some early carries. And then I looked like an idiot because they didn't, because his first carry came in the second half. And he only had 2 the whole game. So, now I do think that Mike McDaniel went into this season to put an emphasis on the run game, and that will hopefully show starting week 2 after it again hit this team in the face week 1, and maybe under the different circumstances where they're not down big early and they're not turning the ball over. If they can avoid that, then maybe we do see incorporation of the run game. Now getting the tight end involved with the current depth chart, then that would be a little bit more difficult because you don't have your Jonnu Smith that you had last year. But What I'm hopeful for is the running game that does come to fruition to complement the pass.
And they're playing a better run defense who limited the Raiders to 56 yards last week. So
good
luck with that one.
Yeah.
Good luck with that one. All right, what's the prediction before I let you go?
I do have Dolphins 23, Patriots 20 on Sunday. So they get to 1-1 before the short week in Buffalo.
The masochistic reporter for the Miami Dolphins and the South Florida Sun Sentinel is David Furones. He loves his S&M. There's no doubt about that, picking the Miami Dolphins. Follow him on Twitter at David Furones _. Catch his work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. David, we will talk after a painful postgame. You got it. There you go. But he loves pain. He's in the S&M. It's what it is. It's, kind of what it's all about. Welton Rayom, they're not in the S&M. But if somebody hurts you along the way, you can go after them by hiring Jeff Welton, Daniel Rayom. Bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury, 954-966-4646. You can go to the website, WRFLAlaw.com. They're in Hollywood, and they've taken care of so many of our listeners now on the west coast of Florida, and the Gold Coast, and Central, and in South Florida. Nobody yet from the Panhandle yet, but man, if you got any issues, they've got the insurance adjusters. They've got their own adjusters. Don't ever call the insurance companies. You call Welton Rayom first, and then they attack the insurance company on your behalf. You'll never deal with the insurance company again. 954-966-4646.
This has been another session of the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins Report with David Furones. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help. We step into the world of big dreams, big moves, and big money. It's the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. After 40 years, the Big Cheese remains dedicated to serving the finest Italian dinners, pizza, pasta, subs, and salads. All of their pasta is imported from Italy and cooked fresh every day. Visit BigCheeseMiami.com. Now, let's find out who's the Big Cheese the Miami Hurricanes are working on with insider Manny Navarro.
Right. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend that is Manny Navarro. He will join us in our post-game show on Saturday. We will be on right after the Canes beat USF, and I expect them to beat USF. I feel good about the game, Manny. I really do. I don't think the Canes are going to make the mistakes that Florida made. I think Miami now is balanced and physical. And I just think that they're not going to allow South Florida run all over them. And I think that's going to be a key. Stopping South Florida and controlling them. Control that run. I think you can control that team. Don't hear you. Don't hear. Don't hear. Don't hear. Don't hear. Mike. No. Mike, we're not hearing the mic.
Can you hear me now?
Ah, we got you, Verizon.
All right, brother.
Now we got
Sorry
you.
about that. Yeah. My bad. I don't know what
All
happened
good,
with the StreamYard settings. Anyway, I think USF doesn't have a team that's very good offensively right now. It's basically their quarterback scrambling for his life. They're using tempo to sort of catch teams off guard. Alex Golich is a great offensive coach. I mean, he built a monster at Tennessee a couple years ago before he got this USF job. But Byron Brown is basically their entire offense. He leads them in rushing. He makes a lot of big plays for them. But look, they only put up 18 points at Florida. If you go back and you watch that Boise State game, they scored a touchdown on a fake punt. It was a 10-7 game at halftime. They haven't put up huge offensive yards. What they're doing is they're winning with Todd Orlando's defense. They're scrappy on that side of the ball. They run a 3-3-5, and they make teams uncomfortable. And
they're manufacturing wins.
Basically, yeah. They're basically doing that. And if you look at their roster, it's not even with a bunch of like ex blue chip guys that came back home to Florida. They've only got 2 blue chippers that are even in their starting lineup, 2 former high school guys that were blue chip recruits. So it's all overachievers. It's all guys that just believe in Golish and are a lot of older guys too. I think they got 33 graduates on the team. So a lot of older guys just stepping up and making plays for them. So I think where Miami wins this game.
Let me tell you, Manny, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but this is a game that 2-3 years ago, 4 years ago, I'm shitting bricks because I don't trust these people. I don't trust these kids. I don't think they have the commitment. You can tell it was already turning around last year. They handled South Florida last year, and now they're super focused, man, because believe it or not, the Bethune-Cookman game showed me something. Because, again, 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago, you have that erratic good game against some team that it was pretty decent. And then you play a shitty team, and then you have a complete letdown or whatever. And I didn't see any of that against them. So I am seeing a level of maturity that I have not seen from the Canes in a long time. That's why I am super confident going into this game. I'm going to lay the 17.5. I think they win by 20 or more in this game because I think when they want to establish the run, well, guess what? That's Miami's strength, to get physical. They just proved it against Notre Dame. So if they're going to shake up Notre Dame's offensive line, I think they're going to do a number on USF. Your thoughts?
No, I agree with you. I think if this Miami team truly is different, like we suspect that they are, right? These are Mario's guys. This is year 4.
Yeah.
This is the kind of game they go into, and physically they manhandle USF because they've got better players in a lot of places. And that's just the bottom line. And look, Alex Golish has done a tremendous job. I think USF could potentially make the college football playoff this year as the G5 representative. They have such a strong resume already with 2 big wins over Boise State and Florida. But this is the kind of game that if Miami is a legitimate top 5 team, you're at home. Your opponent just finished fighting for its life to beat Florida. You should win this game and cover the spread. So I think that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a dominant performance from Miami. I'm with you 100%. Oh, I think this is the kind of game that they should go out there and take care of business. But there's still something in the back of my head that says, I got to see it. I got to see them do it.
You know what, dude? They deserve that because that's been the history. I'm good going out on a limb. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
That's who I am. I'm fine with that. I just see maturity now that I have not seen in this program in a while. And that goes to Mario, and credit to him and his kids. He's got all the tough ass kids now in there. He doesn't have any more of the guys that were entitled and were just going off to you. I actually see a group of kids that they want to actually make their own way.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that. Whereas the ones we had in the past wanted to live off of the history of the Canes. I see differently. I see guys. I see guys that, they want to be part of that history, but they've got to kickstart it. And I'm telling you, I just see maturity. The maturity I haven't seen in a long time, man.
Yeah,
So,
that goes back to guys like Ruben Bain and Francis Mawinoa. Those are those when you've got 2 dudes on each side of the line of scrimmage, that not only are elite players but command the respect of their teammates. Those guys just fall in line behind them. They see what Ruben Bain's doing. They're like, yo, we gotta play right. We can't take this play off. We've got to play hard every single snap. When they see Francis Mawinoa mauling people, it's the same thing. We got to play just the way this guy plays. So when you've got leaders that don't just talk the talk, but actually walk the walk every single day, practice everything else, I think that's when you create the kind of culture you want, and that's what Mario's done. He's established that culture with his best players and with guys that he recruited and are developed under his watch.
Yeah. Look, Malachi Tony, that's a super talent. There's no doubt about it. But
Yep.
CJ Daniels is a
Mhm.
bad mother effer, bro.
Yeah,
Like
great pickup. Great
like
pickup.
dog. Like he can't just it's not just that he can play. Like there's something in that dude. You know what I'm saying? And I like that.
Well,
I
I think they're getting better in the portal at identifying guys who fit their culture, and that requires a lot of homework because you really don't know when somebody else is on somebody else's roster. But that kid was at LSU last year and didn't make a dent, and yet he's come here and immediately made a dent. That's another example of something Mario can sell to guys. Come here. This guy went to LSU and he didn't do anything. Watch what he's doing with us, and I think that's a big part of this.
Mario's in the middle of we talked about this. Once he adds the big wins, it gets over the top with the recruiting and all that. But very important now, the U used to be quarterback U. Well, if Carson comes here and has a hell of a year,
yep,
all of a sudden it's Cam and Carson in back-to-back years, and then the offense is so QB friendly and very QB promoting, because you get here and you elevate your career, it's going to roll out the red carpet for the next guy and the next guys and the next. And I know they have a young guy waiting and all that, and they're developing, but at the same time, it's nice to create that kind of demand. Like when you get a Joe Brady into your program, it's like, oh shit, all right. Quarterbacks are going to go want to be recruited by Joe Brady because they know he knows offense and he does a really good job with quarterbacks, kind of like that. I think that's very important for Mario because if Carson Beck goes out there and has a great year, it just creates a really great environment, like you're saying. And then receivers like a CJ Daniels and a Malachi Tony, all of a sudden they really enhance everything.
Yeah, and I think in the end, what culture is the word to me. Like that's what's being built here. That's what you can sell, and then you have the results to back it. So the proof is in the pudding, right? Like it's just who can really honestly beat you in an argument when you go out there and you beat Notre Dame on opening night in front of a huge crowd, in front of a huge national audience, and then you back it up by winning an ACC championship and getting a college football playoff. It's off and running. It's right there on the point of being off and running. But I think this weekend, bringing it back to USF for a second, this is the kind of weekend where you're a legit top 5 team. You dominate your opponent this week, and you sort of send a message like, "Hey, we're for real." Like, yeah, they just beat the Gators, but we're for real.
Yeah, I just have that vibe from this team now. I'm just getting a vibe that I haven't gotten in forever. All right, this is the Big Cheese NIL and recruiting report, and we do have a big game against USF. What are the big recruits that are going to be at the game, my brother?
Well, obviously, you're going to have a lot of homegrown guys that keep popping into the stadium to watch these games in person, so that it's easy for them to travel. So there'll be some locals, but the out of town guys that are coming, a big one is a 2027 quarterback. His name's Trent Seaborn. He's from Alabaster High School, Thompson High School in Alabaster, Alabama, and he is the top target for Miami in the 2027 recruiting class among quarterbacks. He's coming down. Miami, South Carolina, Oregon are all interested in this kid. He's a 4-star right now in the 2027 class, but Miami is trying to woo him, and I think a big win in front of a big home environment. This should be a pretty good crowd on Saturday for this game. I think will impress this kid. So we talk about the quarterback position, and you can always go to the portal, but hey, you start pulling quarterbacks out of Alabama's backyard and other places like Georgia, and you start becoming that national program again, right? That you want to see these guys become. So big weekend for him. And then you'll have Jamar Thomas. He is a elite 2027 defensive lineman from Boca Raton West. He'll be out here to watch the games as well. But look, they're still trying to work on a lot of other guys in the 2026 class, trying to flip guys. But this weekend, in terms of big big names. Trent Seaborn, I think, is a big one.
Well, there you go. Success, and you'll get that quarterback you going again. All right, so who we trying to flip here from 2026?
Yeah, a lot of guys. We are in flip season now because all of these guys have committed. They've all started collecting some NIL from other programs across the country, and guys are trying to get flipped. Caden Dixon Wyatt, kid wide receiver out of California, out of Mater Academy. They came down and they played St. Thomas Aquinas here in the opening week and beat St. Thomas. He's been committed to Ohio State. He's a guy they're after. They got a couple receivers they're looking at. Miller Paris out of Ohio, Jesuit. He's an Iowa State commitment. Jaden Pitt, receiver out of Naples, here in Florida, has been committed to Wisconsin. Those are all guys that they're looking to sort of add to the class at the receiver position. Defensive line and cornerback, DB or other positions they're still looking to address. James Johnson from Miami Northwestern is a guy that I've told you about many times. He committed to Texas. He's a guy I think they keep pushing on. I know he was at Texas last weekend. Texas trying to hold on to him. Miami and Texas are going head-to-head for a lot of guys right now, but Texas is winning. They got Diabello. They've got the running back from Chaminade, Madonna. Texas has the upper hand, but hey, Miami goes and wins the ACC this year, makes the playoff, and makes some noise. I would not be surprised to see some flips here of some of the local guys that they're fighting over with Texas. Vadi Cleveland, Alistair Vallejo, guys from Alabama and Texas, defensive linemen that have been committed to Michigan and Texas, and guys that Miami's trying to flip. Cornerback, Danny Odom, Justice Fitzpatrick, Minka's little brother, and J.J. Dunnigan, all guys committed to Nebraska, Ohio State, and Kansas. Cornerbacks that Miami is trying to flip. And then the safety is Aiden Pouncey, kid out of Winter Park, Florida, has been committed to Notre Dame. Those are the guys that nationally are targets that Miami's trying to flip and add to their class.
And who are they? And is anybody trying to steal Miami's guys?
Oh yeah. That's going to happen when you recruit well. People are going to come after your guys. Jalen Waters from Armwood Academy. He's a blue chip cornerback in this 2026 class. Texas, again, I keep telling you, Texas Longhorns. They are fighting. They're trying to get in here and steal some of these guys from Miami.
They got money, bro. They got money.
Yeah, and then Jordan Campbell, the linebacker from Miami Northwestern, who is a big sort of leader in this class. Texas, Florida State, Nebraska, all coming in here trying to flip these guys, but you win, you will keep all the guys because the money's going to be about the same, not much of a difference. But if you win and you got the better stage, that's what it's all about, dude. And Miami's just got to break through, before Texas does, because Texas hasn't been able to break through in forever. Right. Yeah, they get to the semifinals 2 years in a row, and everybody's worried about Arch Manning and the way that he looks, and is that offense going to figure it out? I picked Texas in the preseason to win the national championship because they got all those guys back on defense, and I thought Arch is going to step in here and take off, but it's been a struggle for him. I don't know if he's injured. Looks like he might be playing with some sort of shoulder pain or something, even though Sarkisian keeps denying it. So we'll see whether or not Texas develops. They're in the SEC. I think they could potentially be the best SEC team. And if you're the best SEC team, you got a chance to win the national championship every year. So we'll see what happens with Texas. But Miami is right there. And I think the way they've played through these first two games, taking care of business the way they did against Bethune-Cookman, right, without any hiccups, right, in that game, I think those are the encouraging signs if you're a Miami fan.
Yeah, I didn't want to see it's 10-3 at halftime. Huh?
Right.
What?
Right.
So
they scored on every single drive. They scored on every single drive. And they controlled the clock. And,
they did what they were supposed to do. They controlled them, they spanked them, and they sent them home. All right, what do you got going on in the athletics so folks can check you out, my man?
Yeah, obviously some interesting situations in the Atlantic Coast Conference. I had a column I did today with Grace Rayner answering reader questions, a mailbag, and Virginia Tech is 0-2 with Brent Pry over there. It's been a struggle for them. Who potentially could replace him at Virginia Tech. We talk about that. We talked about the opening at Stanford. Obviously, Andrew Luck is in charge of that program. What's going to happen at Stanford? They've had 4 straight 3-9 seasons, been really bad. It wasn't too long ago Jim Harbaugh was there winning, right? I mean, Stanford was in the top 5 not too long ago. What's going to happen at Stanford? And just talking about the ACC, and of course, you can get all my oddly specific predictions in The Athletic every single week on Thursday. So that's my weekly column where I identify guys that I think are going to lead all FBS players in passing yards, rushing yards, receiving as well as the big games. I picked the big games there as well. I'm 13-5 so far, so I'm doing all right.
Nice job by you, sir. All right, Manny, thank you as always. Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. Make sure you subscribe to The Athletic. We will catch you in the post-game show on Saturday, tomorrow, and we'll talk after hopefully a happy win over South Florida and improve to 3-0, my brother. Appreciate you. Have a fantastic night. We'll catch up tomorrow.
All right, brother. Take care.
You got it. There you go. The great Manny Navarro getting it done for us, and the Big Cheese, Miami.com, NIL and recruiting report. Visit our friends at the Big Cheese, 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue. You can call them also if you want to order some party platters, 305-662-6855. And from the lasagna to the baked ziti to the sauteed chicken to the fried mozzarella, it doesn't matter what it is. The pizza, awesome. The pasta shipped from Italy, cooked fresh daily. And you are going to love those garlic rolls, baby. Those garlic rolls are absolutely awesome. Great desserts, pickup or delivery to your home or office. Any dinner or menu item can become a party platter. Visit our friends, Gary, and all the great people out there at BigCheeseMiami.com.
You've been listening to the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. At the Big Cheese Miami, they continue to purchase the same high-quality ingredients that the most expensive Italian restaurants use. The difference is they serve large portions at a family price. Visit the Big Cheese at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue in Miami. Call 305-662-6855 or go to thebigcheesemiami.com. Go Canes!
All right. And speaking of the Canes, by the way, you could go to Canes Wear, and you can get anything and everything with the Canes logo on it, and you can get 10% off by using our code BIG-O10. Even if you go in person, tell them, hey, Big O gives me the code BIG-O10. I get 10% off. They got Dolphin stuff. They got Marlin stuff. They got Inter Miami, and they've got World Championship Florida Panthers gear. And, of course, Florida Panther stuff, too. So get on down there. If you love South Florida, if you can't visit them personally at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, go online at caneswear.com. All right, we are here at Acura of Pembroke Pines, baby, 15601 Pines Boulevard. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention at Caneswear this month, they are going to have Sergei Bobrovsky on the 21st, September 21st, 11:30 to 1 p.m. Sergei Bobrovsky. Matthew Tkachuk next month, October 8th, 6 to 7:15 p.m. Forgot to mention that there at Caneswear. But anyway, we are here at Acura Pembroke Pines, where I see the ZDXs. There's some RDX, Integras, all over the place. The ADX, by the way, you can get it for $299 a month, 4.9% financing for 60 months. The Integra 2025 model, $299 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months. The RDX, my wife drives hers, 15 years in. She'll be getting a new one next year. $419 a month, 4.9% financing for 60 months. And we still have 2024 models of the ZDX, but only the Type S, $459 a month, or you can come on out here and check out the 2025 models. And remember that the $7,500 rebate, the tax break, is Trumper is eliminating that. So your electric vehicles are going to cost you $7,500 more. So take advantage now. Come on down, see Larry Schlossberg and the boys, and tell them that Big O sent you, and get into that ZDX. By the way, it is beautiful. God, that is a beautiful car. It's a sharp car. I am in love with that ZDX. It's really, really freaking awesome. Anyway, what else do we have going on in the world of sports? Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. The great Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443 for custom printing and embroidery. Green Bay defeated Washington yesterday, 27-18. They improved to 2-0. Washington drops to 1-1. Saturday night, Fort Lauderdale United, baby. They are hosting Dallas Trinity FC. Get on down there to Beyond Bankcard Field and go to FTLUTD.com for tickets. Also on Saturday, the University of Miami at 4:30 will host South Florida at Hard Rock Stadium. Number 5U, number 18 South Florida UM, favored by 17.5. The over and under is 57.5. We will be on postgame. We're not doing a pregame, but we'll do a postgame show. Manny, fresh from the locker rooms, will join us. I'll see what else we can also carry, maybe press conferences, all of that. What else do we have? Also on Saturday, Inter Miami back in action. They've got 6 games in the next 3 weeks, as they've got games in hand, but it's all within a condensed schedule. We'll see if the old legs can handle it. They're taking on Charlotte, who, by the way, is better than Inter Miami and higher in the table standings. 7:30 for that game, and that's on the road for Inter Miami. Sunday at 1 o'clock, Patriots and Dolphins. Dolphins are now favored by 2. I have no idea why. The over and under is 43. Patriots plus 110 on the money line. The Dolphins are minus 135. And Saturday night, a great fight. Finally, we get one in boxing, because boxing, unfortunately, rarely ever gives you any good fights. Canelo Alvarez taking on Terrence Crawford. Canelo is minus 165. Terrence Crawford is plus 135. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. All right. Did you see yesterday Micah doing the interview, and the fans are chanting, "Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry." Poor Austin Eckler tore the Achilles. The wide receiver for the Packers bust his collarbone. Jesus, man. Football's brutal, dude. Just brutal. Absolutely brutal, dude. What are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? You know, it's yesterday I tweeted this out, and it just example after example. I talked to you about Kevin O'Connell the other night. Yesterday I'm watching Matt LaFleur, and here's a guy that comes from the same tree as our guy Mike McDaniel, and he's got 2 tight ends involved, and he always has his tight ends involved. His running game's involved. They produced 135 yards yesterday. Jacobs had 84 of it. So the team runs. The team uses its tight ends. They spread the ball around. It's not just the receivers. Offensive line can give their quarterback some time. All the things that you don't see in a Miami offense. And they came from the same place. I mean, San Francisco uses all kinds of players. They use their tight ends. They use their running backs. They use them as receivers. They use their receivers, all that kind of stuff. Why is it that our guy is, Marino couldn't move, so he had to get rid of the ball quickly. But when he could get rid of the ball quickly, it wasn't only Duper and Clayton. And it wasn't because you also had Dorio Harris or Jimmy Cephalo or something. No. It was because you also had Keith Jackson and Dan Johnson and Bruce Hardy and Joe Rose. And then you had backs that could come out of the backfield that could catch the pass, like a Terry Kirby and a Keith Byers and a Tony Nathan and so on and so forth. He gave Marino options. Does our guy have options? They call for a fullback in the middle of the field, 15, 20 yards down the middle of the field. What kind of stupid shit is that, dude? Play design is very important. Knowing your talent is very important, so you can maximize it. Does he really know how to maximize his talent? The Ikini kid caught 9 touchdowns with a team that had no quarterback last year in Tennessee. We can't use him. They gave him Gesicki a couple years ago. He didn't use him either. He didn't use Jonnu Smith the first month of the season. And then he started to heavily use him like he was supposed to. And still, 1 tight end's not enough. As I've mentioned, Marino had several tight ends. If you don't have mobility, you gotta have options. Drew Brees didn't only count on his wide receivers. And by the way, he also had big receivers too, not just small receivers. He had big receivers too because they were smart. They had the tight ends involved. They had a running game always, and running backs that could catch the ball. It's really important how you design and complement your quarterback. And when I watched Matt LaFleur last night, those are the things that were pissing me. Not just because I wanted Tucker Kraft badly for the Dolphins and we didn't get him. Because remember when I was going crazy for Tucker Kraft, and he was like a mid-round pick. It wasn't like a high-end pick. This is a later pick. I forgot what round he went in, but I want to say he went somewhere in the 3rd to 5th round or something like that. He wasn't a high pick. And I was dying for Tucker Kraft for our team. Anyway, whatever. That's water under the bridge. But variety, complement your quarterback. That's how you do it. You know, Joe Montana wasn't the fleetest of foot, but it wasn't only about Rice and Taylor. He had Brent Jones, and he had Tom Rathman, he had Roger Craig, he had a dedicated running game and a running back that can catch the pass, and a fullback that can catch passes, and tight ends that were dynamic. You gotta have variety. So when you have Pacheco running, you gotta also have Kelsey involved, not just your receivers. Variety. It really helps to have variety. And that's what an Andy Reid will do. He'll design variety for his quarterback. Really helps. What round was he? 3rd round. There you go. And these are things that watching last night, I'm sitting there and I'm just frustrated. Because it's like, bro, you guys all came from the same tree, and Shanahan does this, and LaFleur does this. How come you don't, bro? Why do you want to redefine and create a whole new wheel? The wheel works fine. It goes round and round. It takes us from one place to another. There's no way of recreating the wheel. None. But he wants to. Many reasons why we're in this spot, and that's one of them when you see what goes on. Anyway, I'm watching Tucker Kraft and Luke Musgrave make plays at tight end for their quarterback. And you got, Dave, you got to play defense too. No, trust me. That's what Marino didn't have any defense, didn't have a running game. He had a variety in his passing game, but he had no running game and no defense. Trust me, my brother. This is like I'm reliving a lot of the Marino stuff with Tua. Just bad management around the kid, around Marino. And I'm not comparing the quarterbacks at all, but they are our 2 best quarterbacks. And, we didn't support. Hell, when Shula was gone, we even screwed Marino even more. We took away the audibles. We took away the running backs. It's like we did a lot of the shit that we did to Tua. All of a sudden, we didn't have pass-catching running backs anymore. Marino needs that. Whatever. Oh, we're going to get rid of our Pro Bowl receiver. Yeah, Danny needs that. He had 2 Pro Bowl receivers for several years. Now you can't even give him one? Talk about being a saboteur, bro. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. It's like having Andrew Luck and sabotaging his career. Yeah, we don't need an offensive line. He can run around. We don't need an offensive line. We got to the divisional championship. We don't need an offense. We got to the AFC championship. You take it for granted. And the guy's killing himself to get there because he's super, super special. He's like one of those freaks of once in a lifetime. And you ruin that. You call William Quigley from Cutter's Edge Pro. He'll get it done the right way. Unlike Mike McDaniel. William Quigley was running our team, we'd be a championship freaking team. Because your house will feel like a damn championship when he's done with that. That's landscaping at its finest. Cutter's Edge Pro. By the way, Bitcoin is sitting at $115,000 right now, sitting pretty and strong at 115. I'm waiting for that bounce. Bounce. Hopefully. Remember, folks, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation. Solana is blowing up. And please smash the hell out of the like button. It is very important that you smash the like button. Team meetings. Team meetings have never, ever worked, folks. Okay? Sure, there's an outlier here or there. Somebody will tell you, the Arizona Cardinals back in 1962 had a team meeting and all of a sudden it sparked a comeback. And the few times that it happened in history, those teams were probably going to turn it around anyways. That's how little it's happened. But 99.999% of the time, when your team needs to have a team meeting, things are really bad. And you're not going anywhere. I've never seen a team meeting work for the Dolphins, for the Miami Heat, for the Florida Panthers, for Inter Miami. I don't even know if they've ever had, I don't know if Messi has ever met with himself. Interesting. Marlins have never kept anybody around long enough to have a team meeting. They don't even know each other 1 month to another. So what team is there to meet? But overall, team meetings don't work. Team meetings mean you're dysfunctional. Team meetings mean you're going absolutely nowhere. There is no confidence in your leadership. That's why there's a team meeting. And the results that you saw in week 1 tells you everything you need to know about the state of the Miami Dolphins and Mike McDaniel. So if you're sitting there because you're desperate like I am and Sean is, we all want to see the Dolphins win 100 straight titles. Okay? It would make me really happy to win one. And we're all desperately going to get there. But we all desperately want to get there. But lying to ourselves is not, because all we're going to do is disappoint ourselves and build ourselves up for something that's just not real. And you know what's not real? That this team is ready to compete for a playoff and win one. They were not even prepared to take on the Indianapolis Colts, which proves to you that the entire offseason and preseason was just lies. Lies about bonding and lies about, we're on board now and we're holding each other accountable. Did it sound or look like a team that was holding each other accountable last week when they lost 33-8 to a mediocre Colts team? No. So there's no team meeting. There aren't team leaders on this team. And you got rid of probably your best ones. Teron Armstead and Calais Campbell. Those are the two guys that can stand up and command the locker room and command respect from everyone in the building. Players, coaches, everybody. Because those two warriors have been through everything and back and have succeeded and have excelled and have been just great human beings, great leaders. And so there's nothing but respect for those kind of people. You don't have enough of those anymore in the locker room. In fact, you lost several of them. That locker room is weak. That locker room does not have leadership. And Tua can try to take leadership, but at the moment he can't. Any of the linebackers? Whatever. There's nobody really that has long-term credibility, long-term success with the team. Sealer's like the only guy, and he really hasn't been part of team success yet. And Sealer's not really a talker, so he's not going to be the guy that is going to get up there and get rah-rah and rattle people's cages and stuff. It's like Zach Thomas. Zach was a great player, obviously, but he wasn't really a talker. He was going to lead by his example of being a professional, but he wasn't going to address the team and rattle people's cages and all that kind of stuff. He would only rattle you if you effed with him. If you messed with him, then that's when he would tell you, put you in your place. But outside of that, team meetings do nothing. Team meetings tell me things are bad. Things are at the point where it's embarrassing. Things are at the point where they don't trust each other. Now I know I definitely can't trust them. And I didn't trust them in the offseason. As I told you guys over and over again, expect a bad year. You have a team meeting in the first week. It's worse than I even thought it was. It's worse. It really is. For you to lose complete hope on your team, because that's what you've done when you've had a team meeting, hope is lost. You have lost your way. How have you lost your way in the first week? How is it that you had months to prepare for this game and you weren't prepared? That disconnect is big, folks. It's scary. All right. By the way, in a week where I want you to get the running game going, the Raiders got 56 yards on 24 carries last week. So Patriots can actually stop the run. And this is a team that desperately needs to have a running game in order for their passing game to be effective. Scary stuff, man. Bag on Head is back. Thank you for the love on the super chat, sir. He says, waiting for the next Dolphins game is like waiting for an impending hurricane. You aren't sure how bad it's going to be, but it's not going to be good. Yeah. That's a great analogy, by the way. Let's see. Shang Tu Shung says, this doesn't make sense. Jonah is a natural right guard they put on the left side, and Keon is a left tackle. You would think they would make him a left guard. Just saying. Yeah, but I think they plan on keeping Savaiinaea there, and they wanted to develop him into a left guard next to Patrick Paul. What can I tell you, my brother? There's a lot of things they do that maybe doesn't make sense. Juan Mendoza says, if we acquire a top 5 pick and draft an offensive tackle, don't trade back to get more assets for 2026. I would be disappointed. Well, you're getting way ahead of yourself, and those are hypotheticals, and we don't even know where we're at in the draft and how the season will end. So we'll get that. We'll get there when we get there. Oh, Kyle Lowry. Yeah, but that's Kyle Lowry right there. He's dressed like a dump truck. A dump truck is a dump truck. And that's Kyle Lowry. Can you get it in time? I bet you can. Can you get it in time? Oh, the infamous Kyle Lowry. He is making a late appearance on our show. Kyle Lowry. There's no way he'll make it. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way you'll get Kyle Lowry on the show. No way. You can't do it. You're going to choke. You're going to Foldo. You're going to do like the Dolphins this weekend against the Patriots. Choke. Lose. Will he get Kyle Lowry on the show? We haven't had Kyle Lowry on the show in weeks. Oh, shit. I heard a pop. Oh, shit. Oh, he's pulling out. He's pulling out. Oh, look out. Oh, it's been weeks in the making. I love it. Kyle Lowry makes an appearance on the show. That is awesome. That is awesome. Nice job by you, bro. Way to get Kyle Lowry on the show. He never does an interview. He just never stops to talk to us. Bastard. I don't know. It's just one of those things. We try to get him to stop, but, he's just collecting garbage. That's what he does. The Dolphins may have caught a break. Where? What? Who?
Not this week, but against the Bills. Ed Oliver's out Sunday.
Josh Allen is out?
No, Ed Oliver, defensive tackle.
The entire offense is out?
No. But at least Ed Oliver's out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm just hoping Tua makes it to week 4.
Watch
right?
the guy that backs up Ed Oliver, even do better or something. That's our luck. It's too funny. But anyways, that was good. We got Kyle Lowry on the show. I like that. Matt LaFleur chewing guys out. Oh, yeah, when that offensive lineman screwed up that first down. Oh, dude, because remember, didn't the receiver get injured on that play that the offensive lineman got caught holding? And it was a beautiful throw by Love. It was a beautiful catch right in the corner of the end zone, and it was a touchdown. And it was called back. And then LaFleur is just ripping into the kid. Then he walks away and he goes back to rip him like a second freaking time. And the guy's just standing there just taking it. And it's such a great point you bring up, because our guy would have gone over and said, it's all right. Don't worry about it. You'll get him next time. Yeah, it's a great point that you bring up on that one, because Mike McDaniel makes me sick in so many different ways. And I love LaFleur ripping into him, because he should rip into him. He cost the team a touchdown. Yes.
Which most of this we already knew, but Dolphins right tackle Austin Jackson, tight end Darren Waller, and defensive tackle Benito Jones all out versus the Patriots per coach Mike McDaniel.
Shocker. Darren Waller out? God. I thought for sure Darren Waller was going to have 1,400 yards and 12 touchdowns. I got Dolphin fans telling me that he was going to have 1,000 yards and resurrect his career. And it's like, stop being so silly. Yeah.
Joe Shad posts. Mike McDaniel suggests players-only meetings are not uncommon. Player-led meetings and coach-led meetings are important.
Spin. What does he just start singing two princesses too at the same time, since he is a spin doctor? Might as well, right?
Here you go. You want to hear an all-telling fact about Mike McDaniel coaching?
Oh, I got to hear this.
Mike McDaniel adds, this is from David Furones, quoting what he said.
I've heard of that guy.
Adds that players-only meetings have been a part of every team he has been on.
There you go. Every bad team you've been on. Don't worry. You'll get your wish that you just want to see McDaniel fired. You'll get your wish. It's coming. It's going to happen very soon. Let's see what else. Big O, please don't bring that and Juju on Josh Allen. He's single-handedly saving my fantasy team. Well, I'm not going to do anything, bro. I'm just saying the only way Miami would have a chance is maybe if Josh Allen's not playing, is my point. So I want my Dolphins to win, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got to root for my Dolphins over your fantasy team. Sorry about that, dude. Okay? Sorry, but I got to root for my Dolphins. And don't worry about it. My Dolphins will screw it up anyways, because that's what they do. Does McDummy have the balls to chew anyone out? No, I don't think so. Yeah. What do you got now?
Waddle apparently was banged up, but he will play. Jalen Wright likely will not play.
Shocker. And don't worry, folks. Ollie Gordon will get 3 carries this week. Yeah, they're building him up. Like, he's just on a faster pace than Darren Waller. Just a little bit. And then on Thursday, they'll give him 4 carries, 1 per quarter.
We don't want to overwhelm anybody. Not with workload. No.
You can't do that with Ollie. You just got to give him piecemeal. So
about them mind reps.
Think about this. You guys got to think about this. He'll be up to about 20 plays by the end of the year. I mean, you got a lot. It's a lot to look forward to. So, pretty good. 3 carries this week for Ollie Gordon.
I want to do a hypothetical with you because I know you love hypotheticals.
Oh, I love hypotheticals.
If you were at Mike Vrabel's press conference and you said, what do you think of a Mike McDaniel coach team? What do you think Mike Vrabel would say?
Oh, they're really funny. They make me laugh. No, I think he's going to say, well, Mike is a dynamic coach. It's an explosive offense, and you got to really watch out for those wide receivers. We've really got our work cut out for us. Okay, go ahead.
Close.
Go ahead.
Mike McDaniel says Mike Vrabel teams play with strain and effort in a high standard.
Oh, you're talking about Mike McDaniel.
No, I'm asking you what Mike Vrabel would have said because I want to tell you what Mike McDaniel's saying about Mike Vrabel.
Okay.
Mike McDaniel says, well-coached team that plays very hard and they play for each other, which speaks to the culture he creates.
Okay.
You think Mike Vrabel's saying the same thing about Mike McDaniel, coach?
There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. It's like what I said. He'll give generalities about the speed of Tyreek and Waddle, and they can be explosive because they put up a bunch of points and all that kind of stuff, and we've got our work cut out for us. And having said that, let me give you my prediction for the game. Okay, folks? We could talk about how badly Miami needs the victory. And by the way, so does New England. We could talk about, New England's overrated. And we can also say the same thing about Miami every single year. I am going to bring it down to 2 things. And Sean Stanley spoke about both of them. Mike McDaniel and Mike Vrabel. That's it. Which Mike is going to, be the last one standing when it's all said and done? It's a Mike check. Exactly. And when I look at who's got a culture and who doesn't, when I look at who's been more of a consistently good coach and who hasn't, when I look at who lately has their number and who doesn't, everything leans to Mike Vrabel. So we could say everything, whether you want to believe in their quarterback or not, or if you want to believe in Miami's quarterback or not, but I'm going to go fundamentally with the guy that is the better coach. I don't expect Miami to win. I expect Miami, the second they have adversity, I kind of expect them to fold. I really do. I think this is a team that's incredibly fragile. In fact, the cracks are already there, and they proved it with a team meeting into the first week. That is pathetic. Do you think they're having a team meeting with Mike Vrabel? No. There's no excuse. They need to toughen up, and they need to get better. And that's it. And they're not a good team, but they have a better coach. And can I say that maybe on offense, I kind of like what I see from Miami better than New England? Hell yeah. But can I count on the guy that runs the offense? No. And they desperately need to be a running team for years now, especially with that quarterback. You got to be a running team. And do I expect you to do that this week against a team that actually is very good against the run? No. So that's an element that's going to hurt you to be effective. That's going to be a hurdle that gets in the way. And guess who does not overcome hurdles? Mike McDaniel. He can't counter. He can't overcome adversity. Any kind of speed bumps in the way, they become mountains. So I see the line where the Dolphins are favored by 2. I have no idea how that line has gone up. The over and under is 43. I'm not really looking at touching the number, but I will say this. I'm going to take the Patriots. I'm going to take the points. I think the Patriots win the game. I think Miami drops to 0-2 and certainly 0-3 on a short week with Buffalo. So buckle up. This isn't going to be fun, folks. This isn't going to be fun. By the way, you can call our friends at All Year Cooling. Yes, sir. Over 350,000 satisfied customers. Go to allyearcooling.com. You can get a free estimate, by the way. They've been in business since 1973. That's 52 years from Vero Beach to Homestead. And they've got a new Naples location. They are open 7 days a week. Allyearcooling.com. And tell them that Big O sent you. They will take care of you, man. Good people out there. All right. Remember to smash the hell out of the like button. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. Bitcoin, by the way, is at 115,171. The market is now down 180 points. Wow, that's a big swing. It was way up, and now it's way down. S&P's down 3 points. And the NASDAQ's down a little over a point. Wow. That's interesting. It's a hell of a change. And they caught the dude that shot Charlie Kirk, which is great. His dad turned him in. So that's good. But what you got to do, what's the name of the other guy? Mangione or whatever. He's the one that killed the CEO that walked right up to him, right? It was Mangione or something, I want to say. You need to make examples of these assholes. If you do the Mike McDaniel and a slap on the hand and just let a, you gotta take these people out, bro. You gotta send the message. You can't allow people to just start doing this kind of stuff. No. You can't tolerate this. So I hope the law, our system sucks. So hopefully our system gets a little tougher, especially on these kind of scumbags. Mike Vrabel is saying, like Coach McDaniel, new fall line of capri pants. Ah, yes, very important, those capri pants. The Colts won the coin flip, took the ball first, and punched Miami in the mouth. Do the Patriots try to repeat this week? Yes, they will. They will definitely try that. Vrabel was carried by Henry. Brother, you can talk about whatever you want, but Vrabel can coach. And he can play. The fact that he did what he did with that shitty quarterback, that's pretty freaking amazing. Okay? That's the part you have to look at. Of course, Derrick Henry's special, but the fact that they got that far with that quarterback, that's impressive. He managed pretty damn well overall. The sad part was when they had to put Ryan Tannehill in positions that he had to be the difference maker. You know, it is what it is. It is what it has always been with Ryan Tannehill from day freaking one. It's another one we got right 100%. I remember I even had some media members that were a little butthurt because I was calling him Tannehill. Soft ass media. Let's see. Think Blue Dodgers says McAhole will have this team in the center of Choke City. Probably. Julio is saying go Canes. Damn right. I am pumped about the Canes. Can't wait for tomorrow, dude. Not necessarily looking forward to Sunday, but man, tomorrow I am looking forward to it. I really think our Canes are getting to that point where they're arriving. You know what I mean? Not winning a national championship this year, but they're going to be really good this year, and I think they're going to make it to the playoffs, and maybe they can win the ACC championship game. Now, I thought for sure they get there. I'm starting to think they can win this bitch. Let's see how we run the rest of the table here, but I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling really good about the Canes, man. Really good. Jesse says, I hope, but I know it won't happen. Ollie Gordon gets 10 carries and Achan gets 20 total touches by ground and air. We will see. We will see. Rob Cow in the house. Akshar says, Big O, hope you've been doing well. I work Sunday, but sadly, I'll still be watching at work, even though we will lose. Thank you, my friend, for watching and supporting. You are awesome. Let's hope we win. But yeah, it's hard to feel great about it, man. It really is. I'll tell you this about the South Florida game. For those of you that are out there, maybe you're underappreciating it or you're overlooking it or anything like that. This game is really important. Not because you can beat another ranked team, right? But you dominated Notre Dame. You showed maturity by taking care of Bethune-Cookman without you guys know, and I know, and he knows. It could be FAMU, it could be Bethune-Cookman, it could be Middle Tennessee, Eastern State, or whatever. We have seen them struggle against shitty teams. Scores that we're like, even though it's a win, we're like so disappointed in the performance and all that. None of that. And so to me, I don't want you to underestimate what happened last week, even though it's a shitty team. And especially, I know you won't underestimate what happened with Notre Dame. That's national television. That's tons of people picking against you, saying you're not ready for this kind of stage. And I think this is back to the Canes teams that we had in the past that feed off this shit. They want you to deny them. They want you to say you can't. You won't. You're not ready. You will choke. And that's what I love about this one, because you beat another ranked team. It builds your confidence. And it shows people out there that the Canes are getting back to that point where they actually mean business week in and week out. And it doesn't matter the opponent. They're not going to take you lightly. They're going to kick your ass. They're going to be pros about that. And then, yeah, they'll get to their backups and their backups. That's what you want to get to. And I'm not sitting here downplaying South Florida, but Miami is better. So go out there and take care of business. You're favored by 17.5. I got you winning by 20 for sure. If you're mature like I think you are now, if you're hungry like I think you are now, then you're ready for this kind of moment. Get it done, dude. Get it done. And to me, that's why I'm really, really pumped. I've seen maturity from Mario. And I see now a maturity in the players. I see a culture that, we were just talking about with Vrabel, right? These are elements that just were not there 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago. No culture, no kind of real accountability in place. Players that actually hold each other accountable, leaders on the team. And remember, we even talked about this when Mario took over, that in year 4 and 5 and 6, you will have the guys that have been through the system, and then they can now teach those guys. That's where we're at now. We're in year 4, where now you have a set of guys that have been here and they know how things are done. And then that's why this culture is in place. So I like it. I like it. I am all in on the Canes. All in on the Canes. I'm not saying national championship, but I'm just saying they've turned the corner. And Mario has proved it. And now he's just got to kind of like, actually bring it to fruition, in other words. It's there. The program's there. You got the talent. Your schedule is comfortable. You only got a couple of tests. So pass those tests and you're going to be in the playoff picture. And that's all you can ask for. That'll be pretty cool, man. Pretty damn cool. This is good. I'm looking forward to it. And you should too, by the way, as a Canes fan. What else? Let's do a little music there, Sean Stanley. Since we always talk a little musica. All right, here we go. Let's start off with musicians born on this date on September 12th. Jennifer Hudson, the Academy Award-winning actress and singer, born in 1981. Michael Paget, singer, songwriter for Bullet for My Valentine, born in 1978. Jennifer Nettles, Grammy Award-winning country music artist, lead vocalist with Sugarland, born in 1974. Barry Andrews, keyboardist with the English band XTC. 1952 for this gentleman, one of the greatest drummers of all time, Neil Peart from Rush. Unfortunately, we lost him to cancer in 2020 at the age of 67, and I hate cancer. Barry White, obviously the legend, singer, songwriter, R&B, born in 1944. Colin Young from the British soul band The Foundations, born in 1944. And country singer George Jones, born in 1931. All right, let's go with other famous people celebrating birthdays today. And if I don't give you the age, that means they are no longer with us. Actor, musician Maurice Chevalier. He was born in 1888. Who else? U.S. Olympic track and field Hall of Fame member Jesse Owens, born in 1913. Actress Linda Gray, born in 1940. She is still with us. She's 85. God bless her. Actor Joe Pantoliano, born in 51. He is 74 today. Actor Peter Scolari, born in 55. Actress Rachel Ward. She was hot in her day, boy. Born in 57. She is 68. Musician Hans Zimmer, born in 57. He's 68. Comedian actor Louis C.K., born in 67. He's 58. Actor Paul Walker, born in 73. No longer with us. Musician, rapper 2 Chainz, born in 77. He's 48. Musician Ruben Studdard, American Idol, born in 78. He's 47. Actor and moron Benjamin McKenzie, born in 78. He's 47. And I say moron because he has been on a crusade for the last few years to tell everybody that Bitcoin is not real. So, Benjamin McKenzie, I enjoyed you on the OC, my brother, but you are an asshole. Okay? Misleading people with your stupidity. You are just a freaking moron, Benjamin McKenzie. Personally, I'd like to punch you in the face. Seriously. just because you're hurting a lot of people with misinformation. Basketball Hall of Famer Yao Ming, born in 1980. He's 45. Let's see. Musician Kelsey Ballerina, born in 93. She's 32. Actress Sydney Sweeney, born in 97. She is 28. She's got a new movie out where she's a boxer. It's a hot boxer. That's all I can say. That's a hot boxer. She did good in the, what's that movie I saw? I am going to see Stealing Home today. I am going to the movies. We haven't been in the movies in a couple weeks. Haven't had any movie reviews for you all. But it's been kind of weak. There aren't a lot of movies, you know. But I did see her in a movie. I forgot the name of the damn movie now. But I did the review, and she like played like a stuttering girl. She did a nice job. All right, let's go to music history now. What happened today in music history? We start off in 66, in the year I was born. The Monkees TV show made its debut. Hey, we're the Monkees. With 4 actors choosing to portray a pop band based on the Beatles. While the Monkees were a fictional band, they become very real and eventually played on their own recordings, replacing the studio musicians who performed on their earlier recordings. In 75, Thin Lizzy released her 5th studio album, Fighting. It featured Suicide and Rosalie. In 1980, David Bowie released his 14th studio album and one of my favorites, Scary Monsters and Super Creeps. It features Ashes to Ashes and also Boom, Boom, Boom. Fashion, turn to the left. Fashion, turn to the right. We are the Goon Squad and we're coming to town. Beep, beep. That was in 1980. In 1980, also, Ozzy Osbourne released his solo debut album, Blizzard of Oz, and it featured Crazy Train, Goodbye to Romance, and Mr. Crowley. Bum, bum, bum. What they've done in your head. Let's see what else. In 83, UB40 released their 4th studio album, Labor of Love. It features the singles Red, Red Wine, Please Don't Make Me Cry, Many Rivers to Cross, and Cherry Oh Baby. Let's see what else. In 87, Michael Jackson began a 2-month siege on the top of the charts with Bad. In 88, the Proclaimers released their 2nd studio album, Sunshine on Leith. It features the singles, And I Would Walk 500 Miles. And yeah, there you go. What was it? Benny and June, right? Was that the movie, Benny and June? That song was part of, I want to say, with the Sauvage guy. What's his name? The guy with the terrible teeth. He really needs to go to Moody's Dental. Damn, what's his name? The guy that Amber Heard shit on his bed. Johnny Depp. Thank you. See, I knew I'd figure out a way to like communicate with you on that right there. Amber Turd. Did she change her name from Heard to Turd? I'm just wondering. I mean, what is Amber Heard now known? She used to be known for being hot. Now she's just known for leaving a hot mess on your bed. So I'm just wondering if she, like, I mean, I only know her now as Amber Turd. It is what it is. But it rhymes. It works out. Did she know that she was going to be known for something that rhymes with her name? I mean, if they told her when she was young, you know, Heard rhymes with turd, and then now, you know, so just kind of interesting. I just got to say. Let's see. What else do we have here? In 2007, the surviving members of Led Zeppelin announced that they would reform a star-studded tribute concert in London. Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, and John Paul Jones would play a show to remember the late Atlantic record founder, Ahmet Ertegun. I think that's how it's pronounced. I may be wrong. In 2017, Stevie Wonder, Demi Lovato, and Dave Matthews were among the performers at the Hand in Hand Telethon, which benefited victims of Hurricane Harvey and Irma. All right, and let's see if we got any birthdays that I did not mention from the other list. Nope, that's it. Nope, no other names that were worth mentioning. So there you go. That's what happened today in music history. Don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button. It is very important you smash the like button whenever you're listening, tuning in. We appreciate it. What's it called? By the way, we're at 115,291. See if we take off now, man. We need to take off. To have only 9 total rushing attempts by your running backs is a neglect at its highest order when it comes to the running game, especially when you need it. McDoofus is a fool. I'm done with this candy ass, says Lenny Pena. Pablo says, is there anyone other than sportscasters, anyone that will watch the TNF MIA versus Buffalo? I refuse to watch that beatdown. I think Miami will win versus New England. Yeah, I think they lose this week and they lose on Thursday. I will watch. No matter how badly they suck, I watch. No matter how much I'm in pain, I watch. Dude, I was stupid enough to bet on the Dolphins last week. I mean, that's just dumb. Right? Just dumb. But that's me. Nyborg says, ashes to ashes, funk to funky. We all know Mike McDaniel's a flunky. Strung out an endless high. Right? Hopefully for not a long time. So we get rid of him. We don't mean by dying. We just dispatch. I like that. I like that, Nyborg. I like how you created an ashes to ashes for Mike McDaniel. Very nice. Dolphin says, what an amazing turnaround it would be if the Finns somehow, some way, find a way to beat the Pats and the Bills in 5 days and out themselves in first in the AFC East. Just trying to be positive today. No, I listen. We all would love to see that. Yes.
Stupid chat. Stupid chat. Stupid chat. Run for cover. Grab the earmuffs. Hide the children. Our IQ is being sucked into a wormhole. Save your brain cells. Stupid chat. Stupid chat. Stupid chat.
Oh, well, we know what Sean feels like. Yeah. I mean, we all are hopeful. You know what I'm saying? But we have to be realistic, man. That's how we have to live our lives. We have to be realistic. We can't go by what people say or try to program us or lie to us. You know, we have to go by the reality of what we're seeing. So, yeah, it sucks, dude. It sucks. I hope it changes. By the way, we will be back tomorrow. We're going to do post-game for the Canes. We're not doing pre-game, okay? I need to save my voice. So we'll do post-game and then back on Sunday. And we will do a pregame and a postgame like always. Pregame will start at 11:30. So we'll get you ready for the matchup and hope for the best. And then postgame, David Furones and Chris Perkins will join us fresh from the locker rooms. So we'll get to that. Don't forget, folks, get your Big E Strong wristband and support our guy, Ian. All right. He's going through a rough one, and we need to be by his side. So we're with you there, Ian, as always, my friend. Appreciate you. And I know that you'll be rooting for our Finns to get it done. Much love, my brother. Did you come up with anything, by the way, from? sports babe thing for this. You slacker. Get me one for the weekend so I can post it on Saturday and Sunday. I can remind people that they can support Ian and all that good stuff. But anyway, I appreciate you all out there. We thank the great Larry Schlossberg out here. As always, Mr. Zinn, thank you for your amazing support of our platform. We thank Pat Nasto, all these guys, man. Schlossberg, Pat Nasto, Tony Stampone, all the great people out here. As always, we'll be back tomorrow, post-game, and then Sunday, pre and post to get you ready, and then back on Monday. We don't have a day off this week, so we appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Have a good one.